What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, I know I'm just a tad bit late when it comes to discussing this specific topic here, but there's absolutely no way that I can go ahead and miss out on talking about this. Now, of course, I do want to apologize. I don't have any skate gameplay of my own. I haven't been able to play it for quite some time, but I used to play it a ton back in the day on my console, but now since I'm on PC, I'm obviously waiting for the next skate game to come out so I can finally get right back into the experience. So me, along with a lot of other people out there as well, are super duper excited. It's been a long time. Being a skate fan, the distance between Skate 3 and now, let's be real, it has been extremely, extremely long. Now, of course, the community is still extremely strong. There has been different games that have come out in the recent years that, the community has kind of pushed over to those games instead, but I would still say that Skate, just as a household name, is still extremely popular. And regardless, when the new Skate game was finally announced, you best believe everybody, any person who is a fan of any skateboarding game, was pumped to hear that this is finally coming out. Now, a while ago, I did discuss why I am scared about this new Skate game because they are taking the free-to-play approach. I didn't get a lot of good feedback on that video. A lot of people said, to calm down, it's just Skate. I get where you guys are coming from, but it's hard for me, especially seeing so many different games. I play a lot of different games, and seeing every game that takes that free-to-play approach usually turns out to just be, a crapper. Whether the game releases incomplete, there's not enough content, they never add in content to even begin with, the store is completely overpriced. The list goes on why these free-to-play games typically turn out to be garbage. Maybe not indie games. Indie games are a little bit better, but when it comes to any AAA team that is putting together a free-to-play title, they usually are trying to, get every last penny out of you. And again, I understand it's Skate. It's like, honestly, at the end of the day, who cares? As long as I could just skate, it doesn't bother me. I don't care about, getting all the clothes in the world or all the coolest decks, even though it's nice and that's a fun grind. At the end of the day, if it's just a free skate game, I'll gladly still hop on it and play it. So again, I get where everybody's coming from, coming at me saying, why are you, over-exaggerating this? But, man, that's one of the things that we just got to wait and see how it turns out. But more news came out about something that EA has added into the latest Skate beta, and that is loot boxes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard that correctly. Loot boxes, okay? This is something that I think the whole community has despised for ages. We fought for a long time to get loot boxes out of our games. And I'm honestly shocked. I am shocked to see that they have the balls to go ahead and put loot boxes into their title. Do you guys remember how Star Wars Battlefront 2 went with EA when they had loot boxes? Yeah, that wasn't a very, pretty sight to see. And the fact that they, like I said, have the balls to go ahead and do it again with Skate, that's actually really risky. And further stresses me out with the point that the game is going to be free to play. And now on top of it being free to play, there's going to be a loot box system. As it pans out more and more and more, it gets harder and harder to think that any positives are going to come from, the direction that these guys are pushing here. And I don't want to put the blame on the dead. I want to make it so ridiculously clear that anybody who's watching this video that even, tries to comment down in the comment section, I could just simply tell that they didn't listen to this video. I want to make it that clear. I don't want to put any of this blame right now onto the developers. This is EA. If this game launches and it's incomplete, it has no content, it's being drip-fed stuff, it has a stupidly overpriced store, if all of this stuff lines up, guess who did it? EA. The developers could be the most passionate individuals in the whole universe, and they could love this franchise to death. But if EA tells them to do something, they got to do it. It's just as simple as that. It's either that or they, hit the road and try to make their own game and then spend all the money out of their pockets. But it's a lot more convenient to have, the fat pockets of EA to fund your whole title. It's going to be a problem here, ladies and gentlemen. It's definitely going to be a problem. And I know a lot of people don't want to believe it, but I promise you, there's going to be some things down the road that are going to be really bad when it comes to the Skate franchise. And of course, for any casuals out there who don't care, you'll probably just run, a blank tee, blank pants, blank deck and all that stuff. And you'll hop on for maybe 30 minutes, an hour, a week. That's it. Just to skate around a little bit. That's fine. that's perfectly fine. But for anybody else who loves skate, and there's a lot of individuals who love and main skate, or just skateboarding games in general, they like doing stuff like that. They like customization. They like grinding. They like unlocks. They like progression. They like stuff to do within the game. And that's what you grind for in a skate game. You grind for those progressions. You grind for those, cosmetics. You grind for that stuff. And, the more I hear, the more I think it's like, oh, wow, loot boxes. Oh, wow, free to play. It's going to be impossible to get anything. There's going to be no progression. There is going to be nothing to unlock, You're going to be playing just to spend money out of your own pocket. At that point, just go outside and go to the real life skate park and skate there. It will be way cheaper than playing this game. I guess I'm going a bit far there because the game hasn't even released. We don't know what's coming, but I've been scarred and betrayed one too many times by all of my favorite franchises. And yes, EA is taking a good turn. I mean, the Dead Space remake, the new Need for Speed, a lot of games that EA is pumping out right now are actually turning out fantastic. So honestly, yeah, I can agree. I'm being a negative Nancy. I am being very, I guess, over-exaggerating here because EA is taking a good turn. Battlefield 2042, I mean, the game is extremely fun now. It's hard to let my guard down, If you guys have played Call of Duty year in, year out, or played, Battlefield year in, year out, you have betrayal issues, okay? It's hard to look at stuff like this and be okay with it. Honestly, at the end of the day, I guess I can see some positives from them adding loot boxes into Skate, because if it is going to be so hard and so complex to get cosmetics and get content, at least there will be some alternative to get stuff, even though it'll probably be hell to unlock stuff through the loot boxes. And of course, eventually down the road, the whole plan of the loot boxes is eventually you will cough up money at some point to get stuff. But even if I could just get, all basic common stuff out of some free loot boxes, at least that's something, right? At least that's an alternative than having to cough up $20+ every time you go to the store for a blank t-shirt. I don't think people truly understand how much they're going to scam people off with a free-to-play game. They don't play around with these free-to-play games when it comes to their stores. I mean, one skin can cost up to like 20, 30. I've seen 40, even $50 for some basic skins in different free-to-play titles. Trust me, EA will gladly charge those price tags because the market's already there. If the market wasn't there and EA was overcharging, then people will look at them like they're crazy. But the market is there. Free-to-play titles have been doing this for ages now. And I know they're going to leak the same thing into one of my favorite franchises, Skate. And it's going to go down the same depressing path. But I guess realistically, at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is the gameplay. Even though cosmetics do add a good portion of fun when it comes to progression, when it comes to Skate, I gotta be real. I play it for the gameplay. It's not like Halo Infinite, for example, where the gameplay is fire. I really enjoy the gameplay aspect. It's fun. It feels classic. But in a game like that, I need content to keep coming back. I need maps. I need different weapons. I need different stuff to, keep me interested with wanting to come back. But for Skate, yeah, the progression is nice, like I said. But at the end of the day, back in the day, all I did was just play with friends. Getting clothes and different decks, yeah, it was fun, and the customization was cool. But at the end of the day, we didn't really play Skate, for that reason. We played Skate to play Skate, whether it was the actual game of Skate. That was one of our favorite things to do, was just, actually play the game of Skate, or just casually skate around and have fun in the open world. The possibilities in Skate are endless, and there's many ways to have a good time with this game. So I guess when it comes down to the core, we just really have to hope that the developers are going to nail the gameplay aspect. And I gotta be real, when I look at it, it looks pretty smooth. But I'll only be able to tell when I actually get hands-on. They're still only testing out betas, and I'm pretty sure they're closed betas as well, so it's a little bit more difficult for your average Joe to hop into these play tests. So, we'll see when the game officially comes out, maybe into some more open beta phases, and we can get more people to hop on in and try it out and experience it for ourselves. And then we can judge it truthfully. But, at the end of the day, it still does worry me. Anything free to play for a AAA game, it doesn't matter what game it is. I always say, every single time for every game that I've ever loved, I always say it can't get worse. Nothing else could get worse. This is the peak. And it gets worse. So I'm at a point where I'm open-minded. The sky, I've been saying it in all my videos, but the sky is literally the limits right now. They could do anything, okay? They've proven me time and time again. I wouldn't be shocked if they prove it again with Skate. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like button. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, for brand new, enjoy the content, if you subscribe, hit that notification button. Also want to chat with us too, we do so have a Twitter and Discord, both linked down in the description. And also want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch, link that's in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.